everyone. Hello.
Hey, how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Good, thanks.
Doing well. Hi, everybody. Hi, Blake. Hi, John for Disney.
Good evening, everybody. Hey,
Hi,
Darla.
Joe. Hi, Darla.
Hey, Megan. Welcome in.
Hi, Megan. How's your evening been, Mike?
Pretty good. How about yours?
So far, so good. So,
Hey, Jessica. Welcome in.
hi, Jessica. Hi, Cece.
ACC.
Hi, George.
Welcome in from Alabama.
John, I hope you're having a wonderful week. I can't believe it's Wednesday.
Yep.
Hi, Tasha.
Tasha,
Hola.
don't get all fancy on us with your foreign language now.
Hi,
Hey, Lamont.
Lamont.
Welcome in. Hey, Lucky Dog.
Hi, Heather. Hi, Lucky Dog. Megan. Hi, Kate. It's the end of hump day. It is.
That's right. Hey,
Hi,
Diane.
Diane. Hello, hello. Hi, JVB.
You know what 7 weeks from today is, don't you?
Christmas.
Sound,
Christmas.
sound pretty excited about that.
Hi, Rob. Hi, Coaster Geeks. Thank you, Darla. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks, Darla.
Richard, hi. Um, I know I see everybody putting it on there, and I'm like, it's just gonna be here. Hi, Jay Frank. Hi, Julie. It's
Yep.
just gonna be here before we know it, and that's the part I don't like.
Absolutely. Hey,
Hi,
Brandon.
Brandon.
I
I
know.
keep seeing I keep seeing things like on Instagram about how in 7 weeks or it's in 8 weeks it's going to be a new year.
Yeah, 8 weeks from today is New Year's Day.
It's
That's right. Exactly right. And I
uh,
mean, the lead up to Christmas, it's always exciting, whatever, but it's like once it hits, it's the finality is so abrupt that it's
yeah,
over.
yeah. Bob,
I think,
hello. I know, Tasha. Like poor Tasha. Like some people are just trying to get ready for a Disney trip, Mike, and you're over here throwing Christmas at them.
hey, I didn't schedule Christmas. It was
Hi,
scheduled for
Kendrick.
me.
Diane, I broke up with Halloween on November 1st and I put up my Christmas trees. I needed the joy this year. Do you,
Absolutely.
Diane?
It's
I feel
interesting though when you think about it. Disney celebrates Halloween longer than they celebrate Christmas.
Christmas. Yeah. August, September, October, 3 months.
Yeah,
Hi, Murray.
lucky dog. I totally get that. Hey, Murray.
Yeah. 13 days until your birthday, George. My Christmas is December 1st.
Hmm.
Mike's looking to see how long. What is that? Like 3 weeks?
I realized I have to flip my calendar to November.
John Murray. Murray went to the dark side today with Darth Vader, just so you know. And I got Darth to give him back, and Winnie the Pooh's gal sent Murray back.
You made me look. My birthday's 3 weeks from today, and
Okay.
then so Thanksgiving is 3 weeks from tomorrow.
Hi, Diego. That means you're going to be 40 soon, Jennifer. Jessica, that's time to celebrate. When do I put out decorations? When I go to Maryland. Like, I don't even know this year. I said today, I know, Darla, that we had an artificial tree because we travel and stuff, so we couldn't have a real tree, but we've had real trees and artificial trees. And last year I was like, we're putting our artificial tree out. Half of the lights didn't work and stuff. So now we don't even have a tree.
Yeah, Bob, I certainly won't look long or hard to find a Christmas pickle. That's for sure. Um, so Janelle, you know this. I've already started working on my Christmas village. It takes, if I were to work straight through, it's probably a good 24-hour project to get it done.
Right.
So I got to start early, and I spent about an hour on it before this, and I might work on it a little bit after. But my goal is to have it up and running by this weekend, and I'll probably put one of our trees up this weekend as well. We always do a live tree, and we get that on the Sunday of Thanksgiving weekend.
Okay. So that's how we used to always do it. Hold on a little. Um, we used to always go the day after Thanksgiving and like cut down our tree and everything. And same here, like I try to do it because like if you wait, then you don't have a tree up for that long. Hi
Right.
Simone. But
Well, and you don't want to get a live tree too early because it'll dry out no matter how hard
correct.
you try to keep it
Yeah.
watered.
George, your dog would always drink the water. We always used to cut our live tree down. Now last year, I don't know, we have a Christmas tree farm that's like not far from us, but they're not like you don't cut it down yourself. And I just remember it dried up so fast.
Yeah.
Um,
Um, so, we never used to do a real tree until Tanner was born.
okay.
We started that tradition then. Same thing with the Christmas village. I never had one before he was born.
I'm sure he's coming back to help you.
Sure. Well, by the time he gets back, it will be put up already. Yes.
Right, right.
He was home last weekend for to celebrate his birthday, which is actually in 2 days on Friday. But there's a huge basketball game at Kansas Friday night that I would have kicked his tail if he'd have come home and missed it.
Hi, Claire Bear.
It's the kind of basketball game that if he sold his ticket, he would probably get near $1,000 for the ticket.
He should go to the game.
Yeah. Hey, Claire Bear.
uh, Tasha, we've always had a real tree, like always. And so us having an artificial tree, like that was like, I don't even know who I am anymore. But again, we couldn't do it with traveling. So
Yeah. Kendrick, I see your Tar Heels comment. You know what I'm talking about for Friday.
all
Uh,
right. So what do we
you
have
know,
going on tonight?
so
First,
Tasha
welcome in everybody.
and Tasha, that was always Tanner's job, was to make sure that the tree had water. He was usually really, really diligent about that.
It's like literally you left it up to a kid for it not to burn down. That
I, I
was
wanted
Tanner's
I
job.
wanted to provide him with the responsibility, and he took it very seriously. Yeah, and Darla, one of my trees is a an aluminum tree that's probably 80 years old, I bet.
So I feel like I didn't know about aluminum trees until I met Darla.
Mm-hmm.
So
They're a big deal.
it's fascinating. I would love like I feel like that's fabulous. Have an aluminum tree. Darla wants pics.
All right, I'll work on that, Darla. I'll work on that.
Hi Bex.
Hey, Bex, good to see you.
I was eating a bounty the other day, Bex, thinking about you. They're still around. Just have a whole nother package. So
Yeah, Darla, they are really cool.
hi Mitch.
I had no idea they were as valuable as they are, but they're really neat.
Right. So the fluffing
Oh,
is the worst part of a fake tree, 100%.
absolutely. I'll put it up. I'll decorate it. I'll take it down. I just don't want to fluff it.
All right. So we have a real question here, Rob. Is the photo pass with Lightning Lane multi-pass only for the rides that have a camera? Does it include the photo pass cast members? Yeah. It is only the rides with a camera.
Yes, correct. Only the
Hi,
rides.
Brave.
If you want the photos with the photo pass member or cast members, character photos, all those things, you need to purchase the memory maker. Hello, Brave.
Hey, VH Gomer, you just got home. My Hidden Mickey book was waiting for me at the Lost and Found the next morning. It was a pleasure to see you. And VH Gilmore, the item that I lost, I got an email from Disney today that they found it. So
That's
we
awesome.
both had something lost. We both put in claims, and he got his book. And I put in because I lost a fuel rod on, I think it was Barnstormer last Saturday, because I always keep them in my side pocket. And I thought I heard it. And I was like, I looked back, but we were being ushered off, so quickly that I was like, well, I guess, whatever. And I looked and I was like, man, I only have one fuel rod. And so I was like, I bet that's what it was. And I was like, I had only been in the Storybook Circus area. So when I filled out the report, I was like, Storybook Circus area. And I got an email today saying it was in Magic Kingdom. I could go pick it up, or which I didn't do, and or I now I'm like I will pick it up at Disney Springs, but now I can give Tanya back her fuel rod. So yeah,
Yeah, their system is really good. It's frankly, it's just all about whether or not somebody turns it in, though, right? I mean,
right, yeah,
that happens. You're getting it back, no doubt about it.
absolutely. You still use yours, Bex? I love that. I like, yeah, I was like, I bet you maybe somebody picked it up. But again, I feel like I see people pick stuff up all the time and try to take it to a cast member. And so I just was like, well, it's worth a try.
Yeah, well, there have only been two times that we've lost something, and you were with us both times.
Right.
Lori lost her magic band, and amazingly enough, it was turned in. That was at Magic Kingdom.
Yep.
We have no idea where she lost it. It got turned in up at Lost and Found before we left the park that day, so she got it back. And then our last trip a couple months ago, we were at Animal Kingdom waiting to go into the bird show. And we walked into the bird show, watched the show, got up to walk out. And I'm like, oh my God, I left my cinch bag.
The
I forgot it.
bag. Yep.
Left it, left it where we were sitting across the way. And it had been picked up by a photo pass photographer, and they took it to the blue tent or the blue umbrella stand, and it was there waiting for me.
And we're not going to assume at all that I was the one distracting Mike and Lori to losing their stuff. Because he did say, like, oh, we were with you both times.
I would never blame you for anything that Lori would lose. That's not fair to anybody.
I mean, Mitch, I do too. I feel like, I don't know. It's not yours. Why keep it? I feel like, so
um, Rob, yeah, we've talked briefly about DAS since the changes. The only thing we'll do is talk about what we know factually.
yeah.
People's experiences are certainly unfortunate if they're not what you used to have, but there's not a lot we can say or do about it. Blake, question: I want to do one of the Disney runs. Disney run in January are almost impossible to get in. What's the secret to getting in? And if you get in, can you stay in the park that day? Well, to get in, you have to, like, this coming April is when registration will open up for 2026.
Yeah.
So
Well,
you have to be Johnny on the spot right away.
so Blake, what I will say is have everything in your credit card that you want, like have your account set up. And try not to have to put credit cards and stuff like that in there, so that whenever you put everything in your cart, you can immediately check out, click it, and go with it. Um, but yeah, it's going to be one of those things where, you don't want to wait till 7:05, or 7:02. Like, you want to be there when they say registration begins, you have to be there. And I know exactly how you feel, because once you make it through the line and you get there and you're like, oh, what I wanted wasn't there. And so hopefully there is a race that you would want, but I would just say have everything filled in so you can click as quickly as possible and have your account set up.
Yep. And your entry into the race does not give you access
Correct.
to the park. You need
Yep.
park tickets to get into the park after the race.
The race starts outside of the park, you run through the park, and the race ends outside of the park. So, in the parking lots. And so then you would have to have a ticket to regain that access.
Yep.
Hi, Amber.
Kendrick, is Thanksgiving a good time to visit, or are the parks so packed you can't do anything? So I think that the safe bet is any major holiday, the parks are going to be busier than normal. I think that's pretty safe, and certainly
Yeah.
holidays like that where kids are out of school. Usually, probably the day before that Wednesday through Saturday of Thanksgiving weekend, the parks are really busy.
Okay.
If you can either go the week before,
Yeah.
or up till about the Tuesday of Thanksgiving week, you're good, or go on the Sunday of Thanksgiving week. Um, after Thanksgiving, 3 days later, and go that following week. Crowds are much lighter.
Um, Van, thinks so. It is the light pole. Okay. And hi, Jennifer.
Hey, Amber.
Where's the best spot to watch Luminous? I mean, I love Italy. I do. I or Germany. I've watched from like the boat ramp right at Germany. We've watched from the bridge going from France to the UK. Beautiful view. No speakers there. So it was very hard for us to hear it. The other spot that I've watched Luminous from and I really like is in the UK pavilion behind the Rose and Crown. There's a wall and you can just stand against the wall, and it was a wonderful spot as well. People like to watch it from the Mexico Bridge. I mean, from Norway. But I find from like that Italy or Germany area, you're kind of like looking straight at it.
Yeah, and part of the thing you want to factor in too is how quickly do you want to get out of the park after
Yeah.
the show, and where is your exit at? If you're staying on a Skyliner resort, you're leaving through the back of the park. So
Hmm.
Italy, Germany's not a bad place. If you're on bus transportation or you drive yourself, you got to leave through the front of the park. Then maybe up by Mexico is a better spot. If you're in no hurry to leave the park, then it's really irrelevant as to where you're at.
Right.
You can just enjoy yourself as you exit. Murray asked, if I travel twice a year, is it worth getting an annual pass? So, Murray, the annual pass, I think, well, they just rose the prices a little bit, but roughly 12 days in the park is what you need for
Okay.
the Incredipass Pass to cover the cost. So, if you're going to be in a Disney park at least 12 days in that year of the pass, then financially it's worth it. I always like to say that if you're going to purchase the pass, you have to be willing to say, I'm willing to walk away from that money. And I use myself for this example. If in January I would have bought the annual pass and paid the $1,500, in February I had a heart attack. There's no way I would have gotten my money's worth with the annual pass this year. It just wouldn't have happened because A, I physically couldn't be in the parks to walk it, and B, with medical expenses that changed my financial picture quite a bit. So that's why I say you have to be willing to say, I'm willing to walk away from the money if I purchase the
Right.
annual pass.
Um, so and I like John for Disney gives Blake um the the tip on joining the club run Disney.
Mhm.
I mean, because that is another way of getting yourself a better spot.
Yep, absolutely.
Julie says, I signed up for the Princess Marathon Yoga. Has anyone attended yoga in the parks? No, Julie. It's something I want to do, but I've been walking into the park and people from yoga are walking out and they're carrying their mats and they look really tired and really relaxed. And I'm like, oh, that would be fun. and, and they're going to their car or wherever. They're going back to go to bed.
Yeah.
Have fun because it's got to be such a magical experience.
I could probably do that. I don't think I could do one of the runs, but I think I could do that. And hey, Tanya, welcome in.
Lucky Dog, are the magic bands set up with a pin so that if you do lose it, someone can't access your credit card or your photos?
Yeah, I think you have to enter a PIN when you make a
Yeah.
purchase using your Magic Band.
Or when you set it up in your My Disney Experience app,
Right.
that's where you
Yes.
put all that information in. Same with like, even if I have my Apple Watch on and my card is attached to it. Well, my Apple Watch requires me to have a pass then too. So because I have that card attached to it. Hi,
So,
Tina.
John, your comment about you doing yoga is not a magical experience. My idea of doing yoga is a lot of quality time on that mat. That's whether I'm doing what they're supposed to be doing or not is two different things. Hey, Tina. Hey, Wolf. How are you?
Um,
No, you do not have to do the marathon to do the yoga. They are
no.
separate. I'll say ticketed events, if you will.
Um, I know someone asked, have you ever watched fireworks from one of the pontoons? I haven't, but this guy has. I don't know which way he is.
Yes, I have. Magic Kingdom fireworks from out Seven Seas Lagoon. Absolutely incredible. You don't realize the panoramic expanse of the fireworks from inside the Magic Kingdom as you can out in the pontoon boats. Really cool. Also done the one at Epcot. I think it was Harmonious at the time. Um,
Yeah.
you pull in underneath the bridge there, right by Italy and UK, and sit right there. And I mean, it's intense. You're right there on the water with the show right in front of you. It's a really cool experience.
Okay, let me see. Um, do you have, okay, we already got that one. Everybody's talking about how relaxed. Um, Hold on, Billy. Hi, Billy. Hold on. Does he have a question? Why people have depression after going to Disney? Because it's such a magical place. And thank you so much.
so
Thank you, thank you.
I would be interested, Janelle. I have a perspective on this, and I don't know what yours is.
Thank you so much.
Disney World, Disneyland. Do you
Okay,
think the depression is the same after each place? And it might not be fair because you essentially live at Disney World, right? I
right.
contend that the Disney World depression would be greater than Disneyland's simply because Disney World, you truly feel like you are in a whole other world, isolated from everyday life that you live, outside of Disney. Disneyland, you still have some of that outside noise and what have you. So I don't feel like you're as
I'm going to
segregated.
tell you, I was sad leaving Disneyland. And maybe it was because my whole experience of it was an amazing trip. Club 33, Tanya Ron, like the whole thing. And I was super sad to be leaving Disneyland.
See, and I think because you essentially live at Disney World, I think it's harder for you to be able to say you have depression leaving Disney World because you don't, right? Whereas Disneyland, you absolutely do.
So
Regardless,
Darstar says, I wish they would bring back the Premier Pass, which I had before the pandemic. I have both passes. So I agree, Darstar, because I know I would probably have the Premier Pass and go to Disney. Like, I think it would be amazing. Um, you have to pay full price for the annual pass and the Magic Key.
Tasha, I'm giggling at your comment about already being depressed and you haven't even gone yet. And I'm also laughing, Tasha, because I remembered your comment earlier about if it were up to you, you'd take the tree out of the box and put it up and it would never get fluffed. And it would just look like it came out of the box. But, everybody talks about the Disney depression. And I think it's a common conversation because a lot of people go to Disney. But I mean, I think back to all the years we went down to the Ozarks for family trips, and I would be sad when we get back from those. So I think it's when you have memorable vacation places that you as a family go to, or you and friends or whatever go to, it's easy to be incredibly sad when you come back from it.
Right. So Disney World, 4 park depression, Disneyland, 2 park depression.
Yeah.
Um,
And again, it's probably not a fair comparison for you because you're a tourist going to Disneyland.
yeah,
You're a local going to Disney World. Um, but again, because Disney World has a true bubble that Disneyland really doesn't have. I mean, if you stay in one of the three Disneyland resorts, you kind of are contained. But so many people that go to Disneyland are staying in a Good Neighbor hotel or another place that
right.
they're in and out of that bubble. Whereas at Disney World, you just don't have that as much.
So, John the Thespian, hi. Hello, everybody. Thank you, everybody who's hit the thumbs up and you're joining us tonight. Once a year depression versus, yeah, but I'm saying I get it. Disneyland, I'm saying Disneyland, not Disney World, where again, that was like Brave said, that was vacation for me. That was like a getaway for me. Um, I could bring my husband in here right now and he will tell you that day two of me not being at Disney, although mine might be more of a habit at this point, but I'm like cranky and I'm ready to go back and I'm just like, huh, I want to go back. So it's not on the scale, but it is. I still have something and I still want to go back.
Yeah. I mean, I get it's because you have the ability to
Hmm.
hop in your car and be in the park in,
Yeah,
45 minutes or an hour. It's different than somebody who has to drive 8 hours or take a flight or whatever the case may be.
I know.
And
Like,
Murray, I can't
yeah,
imagine a 10-hour flight anywhere, let alone going home from Disney.
Murray, I don't want to talk about it. We don't want to talk about it. Um, but like Murray said, like imagine you're already sad you're leaving and then you have a 10-hour, you know, flight back home. So
That's where you do a lot of recovery from the,
it's
50 miles you walked or whatever.
yeah. So I know
Yeah.
that that's my plan. When I go to Paris, I'm just going hard and then I plan on getting on that plane and going to sleep really hard.
Mhm. Yeah.
So
See, you're going to do exactly what I do when I go to Disney World, and you give me a
correct.
hard time about it.
Um, no. What I give you a hard time is that you have done it so many times. Like take it easy and enjoy where this is my first time.
I understand that. But even though I've been several times, you never know when the next time is your last time.
That's true. And that is why you use the bounce back offer and you book another trip as you're leaving and it makes you feel better. That is correct, JVB. That
Yep.
is correct.
Absolutely. You got that right. Now, Brave, come on now. I never made Lori go any faster than she wanted to. If she were here, I think she would honestly tell you our last trip was the most chill we've ever had. Despite the fact we walked 80 plus miles that week, it was the most chill we've ever had. And I'm getting
Um,
better about that too.
yeah. Lucky Dog's asking, did I move here for Disney or was it coincidence? So I feel like I'm one of the people that I did not move here for it. I got married. My husband's from the area. Um, and so no, I didn't even come go to Disney immediately when I moved here. And I think so many people want to move to Disney and they make it happen for themselves. And I joke about it all the time that, I had to hide my crazy for a little. And again, he'll come in here and let you know. But I mean, no, we had universal passes, we did all kinds of other things. But when I moved here, I had never looked into a Disney World pass. I thought it was something that was not obtainable to me. Like I was like, "Oh, it's going to be so expensive." And then when I found out as a Florida resident that you can have a monthly payment and all of the things, I was like, "Okay, like we can do this." And I mean, we all had passes and we all would go to the parks like all as my daughter when she lived here, my son had one and Tim had one. So it this all literally fell into my lap. It's not anything that I had planned for.
Yep. But it all worked out perfectly for you.
It did. and brave. It is the crazy is full blown. And Tim is like, "How did you hide that from me?"
So, Brave, you said that was morbid. Were you talking about me when I said that you never know that if your next trip is your last trip? And
Oh,
I mean,
probably.
look, I mean, do I think about that every time I book a trip? No, but when I can sit back and reflect on things, I mean, I did not have heart attack on my bingo card for this year, but it happened, right?
Yeah.
So you learn to appreciate things a little bit differently, and the reality is you never know. So I always try to make the most of it. And yes, you're right. I am a rope drop to park close kind of person, but we were not hightailing it all across that park in our trip last time.
Well, I think it goes like because I know Tanya and we talked about this one time. Like, I clean I don't know. She calls it like the death clean, like cleaning your house before you leave it, like to go on a vacation because you don't know, you don't, if any, she always says if something happens to you while you're on vacation, you don't want people coming into your house with a dirty house, to a dirty house. Again, morbid, you think about that. But we had so many people in the chat that day that was like, I do that. I do that. And so again, I get the thoughts of, like you don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah,
Our lives could be turned upside down tomorrow
absolutely.
for one reason or another.
Now, I can honestly say we do the same thing with cleaning, but I've never thought of it of if something happens to us, I don't want my house to be messy for
Hi,
somebody to walk in.
Popsky.
My thought has always been when I get back from my vacation, I don't want to have to clean my house.
No, that's how I was too. That's how I am. I just want everything to be in place so when I walk in and I make a disaster of it, it's not
Right.
10 times the disaster.
Yeah, I need that big open clean space so I can dump all my luggage when I get home.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I can't put it anywhere. Then
Yeah, I
if I
think
can't put it anywhere, I leave it in the car.
yeah, coming home to a clean house from vacation is like, it's the best. We all have our own reasons for doing it.
Yep.
Hi,
Hey,
Stephen.
Stephen, welcome in. Yeah, but look, if I don't make it home, I'm not and I'm on my deathbed. I'm not worried about, gosh, do I have dirty laundry laying around for somebody to have to stumble across when they get to my house? I could care less.
Right. Karen, we
But
go to Disneyland every 4 or 5 years. 4 days, rope drop to close, come home, collapse, but it's great to be tired. Yep.
absolutely, absolutely. I would rather come home dog tired from Disney than come home tired from work any day of the week.
Right.
No doubt about
Right.
it. Uh,
I I told Tim, so I we have Life 360, so I know I'll get like an end of the year report. And this is just some fun we can go on. But I got into the car I think yesterday and Google Google was like, it's 44 minutes for you to get to work. And I just thought it was so funny that it was like it just knows like Disney. Like that's
yep,
just crazy that's I'm going to work.
yep.
Madison, did my husband go to Disney growing up a lot as or since he's from the area? No, my husband is not a Disney fanatic. I think he said maybe he went to Disney once, like on a field trip. Um, no, like I mean, they didn't have a lot of money, but at the same time, he was into motorcycles and building motors and cars and you know hunting. Like it didn't. It blew my mind. Like blew my mind. And I say this um, when you drive down like one of the main streets in Winter Garden that's going towards Disney. One day we were leaving his parents' house and we were going down that street and it was fireworks time. And I mean, the fireworks are right there. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, look at the fireworks. And I was like, you got to watch this every night. Like, you could come right here every night and just drive down the street and see these wonderful fireworks. And he was like, yeah, I guess, like, I mean, there are people out there who don't, you know, don't have an interest in it, and that was his family. And like his aunts and all of them, they love Disney, and but they just weren't into it. So he has an annual pass now. And so he's gone more since he's met me than he did in his entire lifetime before that. So fireworks scare the deer. Madison, it's so good to see you. Hi, Deborah. Can you imagine? Yeah, Tim was a closet Disney adult. And he's better than hiding it. Nah.
That
So
would be
Karen,
something.
that's awesome. Hopefully he's you know, a Disney, I wouldn't say a Disney adult, but hopefully he supports you in going. The fireworks luminous and Epcot. Will that show stop running at some point? I don't know, Hannah. Maybe, yeah, at some point, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you just look at the history of the shows there,
Yeah,
Illuminations ran for quite a long time, and then they discontinued that and had Harmonious, and they've discontinued that and now have Luminous. So at some point, they'll have a new
yeah.
show. It's probably years down the road, I'm guessing, at this point.
Brave, by force or by choice. he
Um,
he if he wants to spend time with me, that's his choice to go.
I'm laughing at her second comment.
You see.
Oh, Hannah, that's awesome that you're new to Disney and going next Christmas. Yeah, it Luminous will still be going next year. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah. How's the gingerbread this year so far? John the Thespian, I mean, the gingerbread house is up. I saw today they revealed the contemporary. But other than that, I think everything else might be the beginning of next week's, along with all the Christmas trees.
Yeah, November 12th, I think, was the date that Disney had announced like the things at Animal Kingdom and Hollywood Studios would be up and going. So I'd imagine the
Yeah.
same for the resorts.
Karen, I love that for you. I love that for your family. Pops V, Pops, it's good to see you in here. February is the best month you've ever visited. Hope to be back this February. Do you have a favorite month to visit? I mean, I think January, February, very nice times to visit weather-wise. Hi,
Yeah,
Chris. Hi,
weather.
Kristen.
Yes, weather-wise, absolutely. Now, February, I do caution for two reasons. Mainly
Mm,
because a lot of people have been saying, "Oh, February is a great time to go," so more and
yeah,
more are going. February, every weekend either has a cheer event or a Run Disney event. So the weekends are really busy in February.
yeah.
So keep that in mind. I, as a somebody from the Midwest, I like to go in January, and I hope when I'm there it's cold so that all the locals stay home and the parks are empty for all of us Northerners wearing a sweatshirt and shorts because it's cold. We like that.
All right, do we have any questions? I
Yeah.
know we have
Yep,
we have
we do.
one.
I've got some.
Okay.
And Karen, yeah, Christmas time. I mean, gosh, if you're a fan of Christmas at all, the Disney parks are just beyond magical.
Amber, I'll take you around Festival of the Arts all day long, girl. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, that I love that festival. Um, all right, grow for me in the year 3045. Um, I can't even do the math to tell you how old I'll be by then. Yikes! Hey, Chris, welcome in. All right. So, what's considered cold for y'all during December? For me, Blake,
Yeah, for me or
um,
I'll go. I mean, you go first, Mike, and then I'll
for
say my
me,
cold.
for me in December, cold would probably be high temperatures below 20. That would be cold. If it's in the 30s, that's doable.
Nothing below 70, Blake.
75 if you're Tim, right?
Yeah. Our threshold, I put 70, but really, like Tim's threshold is like, yeah, 75.
Yep. Okay, so John the Thespian asks, is it worth going to Jollywood? So let's tie that in with the first question, which was
Okay.
Cece's. Cece asked best attire for Jollywood.
Okay.
So let's bundle those two together.
Okay. So is Jollywood worth going to? Yes, especially if you like special ticketed events with low crowds, different food offerings, and shows. Jollywood's great. It's a great addition. I feel like you want to come this weekend, just keep in mind it's the first weekend. They have to get the kinks worked out. So it's a possibility you could be dealing with that, but hopefully Disney learned from last year and we don't have any of that and we're good. But it is going to be the first party. Um, what do you wear? Or and let me add this. I know it's later hours, and is it later hours?
John for Disney, thank you. First off, is what later hours? Jollywood,
Yeah.
7:30
Is
to 12:30.
okay, so it is later by 30 minutes. Um but um is it more geared towards kids? Maybe not. But can kids go? Yes. I mean, those are, the differences. And how should you dress? I saw everything from your regular park attire to fur coats because it is presented as a very special night out. That you're in Hollywood, Jollywood, and you are in Hollywood Studios. So it's just got that vibe to it.
Yeah.
Hi,
Um,
Michelle.
whether you want to get dressed up or just in park attire, wear comfortable shoes.
Yeah.
You know, if your feet start to hurt from shoes that aren't comfortable, it's not worth it. You're going to be miserable and not enjoy the experience. Um, some
Hey,
people do
hot
like to
dog.
dress
Hi,
up, others
Josh.
don't. It's full range. Hey, hot dog, it's full range whether you want to be dressed to the nines as a a Hollywood type event, or if you want to go as a
Yeah.
park guest, right? Either way, it will get chillier as nightfall sets and you get later into November and early December. So you want to make sure you have layers to wear and put on. Um,
Where's Amy? I think that that's perfect. And I will just, keep in mind the night that I went, it was pretty chilly. Like, and that's why I saw people with fur coats because it was cold enough, when I went. And I wore like this really big, fuzzy, like pullover. I had jeans and I know I had socks and shoes on, but it was pretty chilly. So just keep in mind that you might want to have something because it could be chillier during the evening.
yep, absolutely. Um, I, for me, is it worth it? I would say if you have the financial means, always take the opportunity to try one of these events. It may be
Right.
a one and done for you, or you may absolutely fall in love with it. Like Janelle said, you have lighter crowds. They usually the special ticket events like Jollywood, Mickey's Very Merry Christmas, Mickey's Not So Scary. They
Mm-hmm.
usually sell about the equivalent of 30% of park capacity. So if Hollywood, and I don't know this, but I'm just making up numbers. If Hollywood's capacity is 50,000, you can expect around 15,000 people, maybe 20,000 on the high end at the event. And so you got shorter lines for rides. Um, you get some of the characters that you would see during the day, but they bring out unique characters as well that you wouldn't see in a normal Hollywood Studios day. So you have
Yeah.
that advantage. You've got special shows that you don't get to see otherwise.
Yeah.
So I would absolutely say it's worth it to try at least once.
Yeah. John, yes. So Florida chili. I'm not wearing shorts and socks and sandals, but Mike would be. So what I thought was chilly, Mike's definitely wearing. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think I saw Karen comment to me about my comment about 20 that Burr, but you have to understand in the Midwest, we could have wind chills 50 below zero. So 20 degrees is 70 degrees warmer than our coldest wind chill. So it's all relative. I was just talking to somebody the other day about this. It was 55 degrees here today, I think 52, something like that. It's kind of chilly. But in the middle of January, if we had a day that was 52 degrees, I'd be in shorts and a sweatshirt playing golf. So it's all relative as to when it happens.
It is. That's true. Okay.
Okay.
So,
So yeah. So Cece, I hope that covered what you wanted to hear about attire for the event. And then, and yes, it's John the Paisan, not
not
Thespian.
John, right.
Yeah,
Okay.
John the
Thank
Paisan.
you.
So hopefully we covered your question
Yeah.
about whether it's worth it. Um, Wolf, I started reading Wolf's as like she was asking us a question, but she was just asking everybody if they hit the like button. uh,
Um,
you're right, Brave.
Michelle, me too. If it's cold, I will wear sweatshirt in my house with the AC on too. It's too cold. Yeah.
I will do everything in my power not to have our heat come on until Thanksgiving, even if it's in the 30s overnight, which it will be tonight, I think.
Um, yes, brave. We would need FEMA. If it was -20, we would.
But you haven't lived until you've taken a breath in through your nose and your nose hairs freeze. Bob, I live in Nebraska. So
Uh,
we go 50 below wind chill in the winter, and we'll have 110, 115-degree heat index in the summer. So you adapt, right? I know I have friends that used to live here that moved to like Phoenix. 2 years later, they can't do winters here anymore because you adapt. Oh, it's invigorating, Amber.
oh
Uh,
my God, John, scarf stuck to your face in the winter. I have lived, yeah.
Absolutely, man.
Like
You know,
yeah, when you have just stuff, your hair's frozen, your nose is running, like all the things. No, Amber, it started drizzling and your main road shut down. Yeah.
you got some quality city works there, Amber. If that happened.
Bob, you're in central Illinois.
So, Bob, I was born in Joliet, Illinois. That might mean something to you if you're in Central Illinois, not too far away.
Oh yeah, Michelle, you
Oh yeah,
cannot move.
no.
Yeah.
Once you acclimate to a new climate, it's hard to do that.
Yeah,
Um,
Amy.
yep.
It's not a good look.
Yeah. You get that cold wind, and you get a tear that starts to come down, and it freezes. All right, so let's go to the next question. This one came in on YouTube from Bubba Mary. Actually, asked two questions.
Okay.
Asked us to list some character meals we both like.
Okay.
Do you want to go first?
Sure. I'm gonna say I like Crystal Palace. I like the location, and I love churro waffles, sticky churro waffles. I also happen to really like Piglet and Pooh Bear and stuff. But
Yeah.
one of my favorites that I've been invited to and someone's taking me to is in Animal Kingdom. And it's a lot of fun. And again, the food is really good and it's really good company and great characters, including the company. And that's Tusker House. Um, I've been to Garden Grill. The characters are great, but I'm not the biggest fan of the food there. Um, I'm trying to
Now,
think. I
you
know I'm missing.
have you done breakfast there as well as
I've
dinner?
done breakfast and like lunch or dinner,
And
and
you
I would
prefer
take the breakfast. Breakfast was fine. Breakfast was good. Um, I've also done Artist Point over at the Wilderness Lodge, and it was amazing. Different vibe as far as just that friendly, upbeat. You do see Dopey and Grumpy, and it's a lot of fun. The food was excellent there. Um, and Tusker House breakfast is, I would say, hands down. Just the food and everything there is probably wins overall. But if you're looking for a really unique experience, definitely try Artist Point.
Yeah. So I think there's a couple of things that go into the answer. One would be food.
Hmm.
Whether what they serve, if it's buffet, if it's family style, if it's entree. And probably to me, the more important thing, because usually you're taking littles with you, who do they want to see? Who are their characters that they really love? Janelle
Right.
mentioned Crystal Palace. If you're a Winnie the Pooh fan, that's the place for you. Janelle mentioned the other really important thing, and that was the Mickey Churro waffles.
Yeah.
So that's important. For me, that's the best character breakfast or character meal inside of Magic Kingdom by far. And the breakfast is outstanding. If you really want to maximize the experience, try to get reservations around 10:30, 10:45. You're there for breakfast and the conversion over to lunch. So you get a little bit of both.
Yep.
Janelle mentioned my favorite at Animal Kingdom. That is Tusker House. That is back near the safari. Um, you're probably going to hear a common theme. Breakfast is really, really good at all of
Yeah.
these. For us, if we can get the very first reservation in the morning, you're back there eating breakfast, getting done with breakfast, and you can get on the safari with little to no wait because you're typically in the park before the park even opens for dining. And that's a really cool experience too. We've had that two or three times where we are the first guest walking into Animal Kingdom, and there's nobody around us as we're approaching the tree. It's really, really cool. Um, at so Janelle mentioned Epcot, Garden Grill. Uh, for me, it was a one and done. Breakfast is all right, but it still wasn't that great. Now you do get to see Mickey Mouse and Chippendale and Pluto, which is a pretty cool deal.
Yeah.
Um, for me, the other one that I love is at the Polynesian. That's Ohana for
Um.
breakfast. Um,
Yeah.
really good food, and the only place you're going to get to meet Lilo.
Lilo.
Yeah, and Stitch. I mean, you can
Yeah.
see Stitch inside Magic Kingdom at times, but to get to see and meet Lilo and Stitch is a really cool deal. There are other really good ones too. Janelle mentioned Artist Point. Topolino's at the top of the
Hmm.
movie is a really good one. Um, there's Cape May is a good one. You have Hollywood and Vine inside of Hollywood Studios, which is
Yeah.
a good character meet and greet breakfast in particular. Um,
And usually that's seasonal. Like they switch their
yeah,
costumes for the season.
that's right. Yeah, Cynthia, love eating at Tusker House. It's just so good.
I mean,
So
Blake
good.
is asking, is there what's the best value for your money?
As far as character meals
As
go,
yeah, as far as the dining goes, Blake.
if you want to set characters aside and you're talking about reservation meals, for me, I think one of the best values with good food is 50's prime time cafe at Hollywood Studios. I lunch or dinner there, I'll get the pot roast. I think it's like $25 and it's really filling and really good food.
But yeah, I mean, I feel like any of the are the majority of the character dining experiences, I would assume maybe the buffets are the best value because you can go and continue to get as much food as you want. Where like Artist Point or Cinderella's Royal Table, I would think maybe Oscar House. I know it's Oscar's house. Oscar House.
I'm picturing Oscar the Grouch coming out of his trash can at Oscar's house.
I don't know, but those are all like set prefixed meals, prefixed menu with like what, like four courses,
Uh,
whereas the other ones they're buffet and you can sit there and till your pants don't fit anymore.
yep, that's why you bring extra big pants.
Yeah, that's
So
why you
yeah,
bring your
JBB.
stretchy pants.
Yep, JBB
Hey,
Akershus is love that place. I mean, it's buffet. To me, I think it's a better deal than Cinderella's Royal Table. I know
okay,
you don't get the castle experience, but I think the interactions are really, really good with the princesses. And again, it's buffet style. So, um, to Janelle's point, if you can do the buffets, that's where it's the best deal.
yeah. So hopefully we answered that.
Yep. I'm sure we left out a few character meal places, but he asked for some of our favorites.
Okay.
Okay, so Bubba Mary also asked, and this I guess we kind of answered this with Jollywood, but if Mickey's Very Merry or Mickey's Not So Scary are worth it.
Oh, I think it goes back to one, are you going to use that as your park day, and is it in the budget? Um, because if it's about time and what you're getting at it and how many rides you can ride and all of the things, then maybe that's what you're looking for with extra treats along the way and special characters. And if all of that is important to you, then yeah, you know, it's worth it. But if you're just trying to spend, you want to see fireworks and, you're trying to get all the experiences and, you want to experience what a normal park day is, then maybe it's not for you because you are limited on time.
Um, so I want to reference something John the Paisan said, but you can't walk after the buffets. So that's to me. If you do Ohana, you can hop on the monorail, so you can get a little digestion. And at Tusker House, if you catch the safari after that, you've got what 20 or 30 minutes of digestion happening there. Um, so back to the Mickey's Very Merry or Not So Scary. Um, we kind of talked about this, I think, last week, Janelle, but I never really connected the dots. And that is, and you told everybody you thought I would say the Christmas party is what I would pick over the Halloween party.
Oh, right.
We talked about that, and I said that the one experience that all year long is sets itself apart is the Headless Horseman. The other thing, though, is the Halloween party is the only time you can see the parade for your time at the park. The Christmas party parade after the last Christmas party, which is on December 20th this year, for the rest of
Right.
December, if you're in the park, you can see the Christmas parade that happens
True.
during the party. So that,
Thanks,
in a
Billy.
way, kind of sets the Halloween party even further apart.
Right. Yeah.
Billy, best ride, Tron, Guardians, or
Yep.
Flight of Passage?
I'm gonna put Tron in third, Flight of Passage, and then Guardians as my top. So Guardians, Flight of Passage, and that I don't know. Yeah, and then Tron.
And I think
Thank you, Billy.
if it was a marathon, Guardians is at the finish line. Flight of Passage is at like mile 17,
Yeah.
and Tron's back at mile 5. there's there's a good distance between the three, I think.
Yeah.
But they're all really spectacular, and I think most people would say if Tron's ride was 2 minutes long, 2.5 minutes long, whatever, it would sit up there with the others.
Um. So, okay. Well, thank you again, Billy. So, what's our next question?
Let's hear Prince Charming. I think this is primarily for you, not for me. Have you ever had the chance to interview any character actors?
I saw that question. I don't think so.
I
Mm.
I
And
would
like,
be I would be interested. I don't care. Pick whoever, Moana or
right.
Cinderella, whomever. If they walked out of the park after their shift, if you'd even realize it was them, or
Yeah.
if once they've scrubbed down or whatever, if they just look completely different.
Yeah. So, I was talking to Chase today because we were watching, and so the majority of the cast members that are in the Festival of Fantasy parade are in the hoedown too. And would you know it? I
I
mean, we see the faces all the time, so again, we know and we've met them and so forth. But I don't think that if you would recognize them, that Disney would put them out like that.
no,
So,
no, I don't think so either.
hi, Kevin.
And it's not like when they get done with their shift, they're walking out to the parking lot where
Right.
all of the guests are at.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
tucked away in a much different place.
Yeah.
Um, but I mean, and I don't even know. I don't think Disney would even allow them to be interviewed by.
I would agree.
I would imagine they would no longer be a character.
Yeah. Yeah, they don't. Yeah, I agree, Cynthia.
Yep.
Like you don't know.
Yeah.
So,
No. And again, I would imagine you'd almost be hard pressed to recognize them
yeah.
completely out of
100%.
character, makeup, what have you.
Yep.
I mean, look, it'd be cool if you're walking down the produce aisle at the grocery store and there came Moana the other way towards you. That'd be pretty neat.
Um, do you know a good site where you can see all exclusive merchandise with having to search to different pages? I mean, the Kevin, I think it's Walt Disney World News, WDW News. And usually, like, especially for like a festival, I always go to their page because they will list every new festival item or all the Christmas stuff that came out, every new piece of merchandise that they found in the park. Aside from that, like, I don't know how you would, and if you're saying searching different pages, like searching different website, like news places like Disney Food Blog or Walt Disney World News or something like that. I don't know how you could possibly even see it all, you know?
So, Cynthia, I think that's kind of cool. I would have really been stunned if you just said that one of the Captain Hooks years ago married one of the Wendy's. That would have been kind of interesting. um, okay, so you just mentioned festival. There are no more questions, but I wrote down some informational stuff that I thought I'd rattle
Okay.
through. Um, Food and Wine Festival is still going on now. Its last day is November 23rd, which is 2 weeks from Saturday. So
Okay.
if you still have interest in getting your food and wine on, you get about 16 days left to do it.
Okay.
The International Festival of the Holidays then starts on November 29th, which is the day after Thanksgiving, and it runs through December 30th. I think it always starts the day after Thanksgiving every year. It runs through December 30th.
Yeah.
So the span changes based on where Thanksgiving falls on the calendar.
Okay.
Uh,
Um, John, how do they, who is they? Like Disney in general, characters, cast members, like can you clarify who is they? But I feel like to me the general answer is everybody's happy that we're there. Um, if you're ever watching one of the streams, pay close attention to all the cast members, everybody, even leaders. They will wave, they see us coming, they're very kind. And I've everybody's always more than welcoming.
well, I think the reality
I
is they
can,
need to treat every guest,
yeah. Oh,
the same.
yes, yeah. I like a guest, and I just, cast members are wonderful. Guests, just do our best to keep, not in a guest face, but for the most part, I think people are more interested in what we're doing than have any kind of ever say anything. Um, and so I don't know about like anybody else, but between the two of them, I mean, every day it's a joy to be there, and Disney allows us to be there, and so everybody, it's very nice.
Yeah.
So
I mean, when you got tens of thousands of people there, you're inevitably going to run into somebody that is, they're just not happy with life for
yeah,
one reason or another. And it's not that they're mad at you as
right,
being a streamer there. It wouldn't matter who walked up, they
right,
were happy about something. So it
yeah,
happened. It
yeah.
happened. All right. So now I have some 2025 info since we're only 8 weeks away from 2025.
Okay,
Starting January 1st for for um, guests arriving January 1st after staying on property, you get your arrival day free entry into the water parks,
okay.
which is pretty cool. Um,
Hi,
no,
Dave.
no pun intended, but it will be pretty cool in January. But still,
Yes.
you can do that. January 5th will be your last day to ride Big Thunder Mountain. The ride closes on January 6th for more than a year. I
Yeah.
think it's pretty safe to say it's going to be more than a year.
Yeah.
Um, Have you seen or heard the rumors that part of the refurb is a new track being installed?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I saw that today for the first time. So we'll see. Now, I contend that part of that closure is probably for some of the work that they have to do with the villain's land and their cars land. I don't think it's a full straight on year plus
Hi,
refurb for
Gator.
Thunder. But I mean, you can kind of equate it to Splash Mountain. When it got closed, it was closed for a year and a half to turn it into Tiana's Bayou Adventure. So you could consider the same. Hey, Gator, welcome in. Um,
Um,
January 6th is the closure. January 5th is your last day to ride.
Blake, yes, Big Thunder is going to be now Bigger Thunder, evidently. Um, if you watch the streams, you can tell work is already being done. Like, so, but that's all I'll say. Like, you just have to pay attention.
Yep. I think uh, um, it'll be interesting to see if they put in a new track. You have to imagine that would make the ride smoother. I don't know if that enhances the ride though or not. I mean, part of the
Yeah,
appeal is the rough part going through the canyons and what have you. Um, no new park.
yeah,
John the Pison Disney announced at D23 a number of park expansions. Um, and I'll actually hit on every one of those as I go through the 2025 info. So to keep me on task of my order of stuff here, I'll do it in the order that I have, but we'll hit on all of those. Um, Starting January 6th, running through May 19th, Magic Kingdom will start to offer after hours events. Those are special ticketed events. I think it's a 2 hour, maybe 3 hour window. Very limited tickets. Got the park to yourself really for that extra time.
yeah.
Um, so that's pretty cool. January 8th through the 12th is the first 2025 Run Disney weekend.
Okay.
So that's what, about 10 weeks away, 9 weeks away. This is the one that hurts Janelle the most. January 13th, Animal Kingdom, Triceratops Spin, Fossil Fun Games, and Chester and Hester Dinosaur Treasure will be closed. January 12th will be the
Yep.
last day to enjoy those items. So on January 5th, you'll be on Big Thunder all day, and the next week you'll be on Triceratops Spin all day.
Yep. All day.
We'll know where to find Janelle on those dates. I thought this one was pretty cool. I don't know if you knew this or not, but January 15th um, is the 50th anniversary of Carousel of Progress at Magic Kingdom.
Wow. I know. Amber, Mike is just bringing this whole thing down. Um,
Wait, what? What am I bringing down?
Dave, I'm
Oh,
hopefully you have good weather as well. You're gonna come
yeah,
to Amber.
Dave,
Okay.
absolutely. Yeah, if you can arrive early, heck yeah, take advantage of it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right, so yeah, Carousel of Progress, the 50th anniversary of it arriving at Disney Magic Kingdom, January 15th. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
January 17th through February 24th. Amber,
Okay.
this is important for you. Festival of the Arts runs those dates, January 17th through Feb 24. That needs to be longer to me. That's like 5 weeks, and that's it.
Yeah.
I wish they would expand that a little bit further.
All right. Your secret is safe with us, Amber.
January 22nd through September 3rd, Hollywood Studios has its after hours events, which is pretty cool. So you've got them at Magic Kingdom through middle of May, and then through 1st of September, basically, Hollywood Studios has after hour events. January 25th through April 25th, if you're staying at All Star Movies, Fantasia swimming pool will be closed for refurbishment.
Okay.
The other pool on property is open, but the Fantasia pool will be closed for refurb for those 4 months
Yeah.
or 3 months. And speaking of pool refurbs, starting in January, they did not announce a specific date, but January through June, Stormalong Bay and Shipwreck pools at Yacht and Beach Club will both be closed for
Okay.
refurbishment. That's a big deal.
Yeah.
February 20th through the 24th is the Run Disney weekend.
Okay.
And I didn't write them down, but the other 3 weekends in February are cheer or dance weekends, so pretty busy. Starting February 27th through the end of September, Epcot has its after hours events. So you'll have all 3 of the parks through a portion of 2025 offering after hour
After hours.
events. Jump to April 3rd through the 6th is the next Run Disney event.
Okay.
April 26 and 27 are Dapper Days. So that's pretty cool. Something to experience if you're there. Oof. Okay, and then the rest of these things don't have specific dates tied to them.
Okay.
Um, but we do know for the summer, Disney announced a new nighttime parade at Magic Kingdom called Disney Starlight Nighttime Parade.
Yeah.
It will feature Peter Pan, and Encanto, and Frozen, among other
Yeah.
items. So that's pretty exciting. Also, this summer at Hollywood Studios, the Disney Villain Show will start up. That is replacing what was the Lightning McQueen Race
Cars.
Academy over by Rock and Roller Coaster. Also, this summer at Hollywood Studios, The Little Mermaid, a musical adventure is opening. Now, that was one that was initially supposed to open this fall, but it got pushed to next summer.
Right.
Let's see here. Also, in summer next year, again, no date specifically announced yet, but Test Track will reopen at
Okay.
Epcot. That'll be a big deal. Um, in 2025, the Pirates of the Caribbean Lounge will be opening across from the ride at Magic Kingdom.
Okay.
And likewise, Spaceship Earth Lounge will be opening at Epcot over by the Spaceship Earth ride. And then to the comment about new parks, I already mentioned January 13th is part of the closure of Dinoland area, the 3 specific
Yep.
things. There will likely be further Dinoland closures at some point in time in 2025, which will likely include the dinosaur ride itself, so
Right.
that they can begin in earnest the project to convert that area to the Central Americas with an Encanto theme. The dinosaur ride itself will be re-themed to an Indiana Jones experience that is supposed to be different than the one at Disneyland, which I think is awesome that they're making it different and unique.
Right.
Also, at some point in time in 2025, these Zootopia shows are supposed to open at Animal Kingdom. Um, uh, I think late 2025, they're going to have projection shows on the tree. Can't do it during the summer because it's too daylight out, but also the replacement of Tough to Be a Bug inside the tree. That theater will be replaced with Zootopia. At some point in 2025, we will see the closure of Tom Sawyer Island
Yep.
and the closure of the Liberty Bell paddle boat so that they can begin the project to turn that
Right.
area into Cars Land. John the Paisan, no new parks, but they're expanding new lands into Animal Kingdom with Central America's Magic Kingdom. They're going to turn that area I mentioned into Cars Land, and then back behind Big Thunder Mountain, they will begin the project to build the Villains Land, which is pretty exciting. And then lastly, 2025, at some point in time, construction will start at Hollywood Studios for the Monsters Inc. land.
Yep.
And still, I've not seen anything definitive as to where that's happening. It seems like the 2 leading candidates would either be break my heart that they would close Muppets 3D in that area. I think it's more likely to be over in the Launch Bay area that they do it
Yep.
there. That seems to make most sense. Gator, you mentioned, yeah, the Disney Cruise Line, Treasure arrives. Yep. Yeah, the cruise line is expanding significantly in the next several
Yeah.
years.
Yeah.
Dave, you need
And
a copy of my spreadsheet? My spreadsheet is chicken scratch on a piece of paper, my friend.
hi, Christine.
John, I do not have Wilderness Lodge or Poly construction timelines. I could probably get that maybe for next week if
Yeah.
someone reminds me. John, I am not a secret agent for Walt Disney World. I have a travel planner that specializes in all things Disney, though. Chris, no announcement of when the Liberty Bell and Rivers of America will close. Sometime in 2025. And I look, I get it. None of us want Big Thunder Mountain to close for a year. None of us want to lose Triceratops Spin and the dinosaur ride and those sorts of things. But you think back, you think about Pandora now at Animal Kingdom, and back then nobody wanted to lose that area because that was where the meet and greets were, and there were some other cool things over in that area. And now you can't imagine life without Pandora, right?
Right.
We flash forward to 2027, 2028 when you have Villains Land and Cars Land and Monsters Inc. Land and Central Americas. You're going to forget all
Yep.
about. I mean,
Tried.
look, nobody's running around still belly aching that we didn't have Splash Mountain for a year plus because now Tiana's is open, right? Blake, everything that
Blake.
they've said right now is 2027 is the anticipated opening of these lands. There's so many variables that nobody can control, right? I mean, who would have thought we'd have had a COVID shutdown? And that look at the impact that had on Tron, for instance. There's
Right.
no way that ride was going to take 3 or 4 years to build. That and then supply chain issues and those sorts of things. You have no idea what kind of tropical weather we'll have over the next couple of years, but 2027 is certainly expected.
Yeah, Epcot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, those construction walls at Epcot were getting lonely, so they have to start new projects and put those walls up somewhere. But yeah, 2027 should be a pretty big year for different things to open up. Yep, Disney will never be complete. I think we would all agree it would be amazing if somehow, some way, there could be a time machine and Walt Disney himself could walk into Walt Disney World
Right.
today and see what it is, knowing that he never had that chance. You would hope, Gator. I mean, I know that the
Yeah.
couple tropical storms, tropical systems that you guys encountered, one was far worse than the other, but in the grand scheme of things, from the United States perspective, we had a pretty mild tropical season, as far as storms go. It wasn't, we've had some really bad ones in years past, knock on wood, but hopefully. So that's everything I had scribbled down, Janelle.
Okay, hold on. Let me check mine. Nope, I'm good.
Wait a minute. What pictures did you doodle? That's
None. I have no doodles. This is our episode stuff. I have no doodles today. Look, nope.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
And that's how this works, everybody.
Oh shoot. Let's see here. So today is what, the 6th of November. So I think we're on for next week, as far as I know, as far as you
Yeah.
know, and probably the week after. The week of Thanksgiving, I think we talked about maybe moving it up to Tuesday that week, if
Tuesday,
that
yeah.
works out.
Yeah. So yeah, unless
Perfect.
something just, pops up, which as of right now, nothing's popped up, but unless something pops up, then what is Mike gonna eat next year for the fundraiser?
Um, can we selectively uninvite some of these people to join this thing? Come on now.
Two pickles.
No, no, no. No.
Kevin, what am I looking forward to going to Paris? I don't know. So I will tell you that like I haven't like done a deep dive into the parks. I want to walk in kind of not knowing anything. Like I know some things and I know what the castle looks like and I know, but at the end of the day, like I kind of just want to walk in and just soak it all in and just be in awe of all of it.
Brave. Oh my gosh.
Um
Oh.
so I agree, Gator.
Yes, Gator, I
Tampa
agree.
needs a break. Yeah. Um I'm Kevin, I'm just so happy to be going there twice, once this year and once next year, within a few weeks of each other. And I I don't know. It's just the fact that I'm going to Paris is kind of unbelievable. Um, yeah,
Yes,
John, how often can you walk into a Disney park for the first time?
exactly right, John. And
And
Gator,
so,
thank you, Gator.
Gator, look at that gator sticking up for you.
Seriously, I'm brave. I am sick to my stomach with the thought of that second thing you mentioned. I'm not even going to say it. Oh, it's horrible. That was
So I don't know. I'm just like I said, I'm in awe that I'm going, so I have to soak all that in, and I feel like you know, once I get there, and from going with my family to, the Eiffel Tower to the Louvre, and, just all the normal things of Paris. I mean, I'm so looking forward to going to the parks, and I don't know. The merch. I'm looking forward to the merch. I don't know how many lounge flies I'm gonna come back with.
better bring an empty suitcase with you.
No Disney Mitch, no driving myself in Paris. No. Um, no. Um, we'll be taking a train. I think at this point we're trying to go to London for a soccer match. Like, I don't know. We're trying to jam pack so much in. So, and remember to ask them say squirrel. When I go with John for Disney, that's going to be one of the things. We can do a video. Can you please say squirrel for us? So, my nephews would do it too. I'm going to be like, boys, can you have everybody say squirrel for us? So, but yeah. Um yeah, so if you missed it, and I know Chris, I'm going with my family the first time. The second time I'm going with Tanya, that crazy Disney lady, and we're gonna meet John and Heather over there as well. So um two different trips, two different vibes, and I'm looking forward to both of them for different reasons. I mean, second time, no kids, friends, it's gonna be amazing. So so John for Disney, I don't know what you said. Thank you, Mitch. I appreciate that. Yes. So we're here for it. I don't know if Murray's still in here, but I meant to ask him if the annual pass that he was asking about was for Disney World, because I do know they want to, but I know that he is not far from Disneyland Paris either. So was wondering which one of those passes was he asking for?
I assumed he meant Disney World because I think in previous
Disney
chat he's
World,
talked
yes,
about
and then
coming twice
yeah,
to
yeah,
Florida.
yeah, maybe so.
Yeah.
Kevin, thank you. It's very exciting. So, all right, I feel like look at that. Mike's not talking anymore. Everybody.
No. Mike's dealing with a medical condition right now. He doesn't have much.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
I, I don't want to be graphic, but I have a kidney stone that I'm dealing with.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's all right. No worries. I've,
No,
I've
I mean that's not fun.
no, but I passed enough that I can landscape, so it's all good.
Okay.
Good night,
All right.
Brave. Good night, Darla.
Good night, everyone.
Have a
Have a
great evening,
wonderful,
everyone.
wonderful night. Thank you for all the information, Mike.
Yep. Thanks for joining us, guys. Appreciate it.
That's right. We need an extra merch. Yes, extra merch bag. So all right, you guys. Thank you, thank you.
Yeah, Brave, that would do the trick, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Have a
Absolutely.
wonderful night, everybody. I'll see everybody tomorrow in Animal Kingdom. We're gonna go spend the afternoon there. So haven't been there in the afternoon in quite a while. So be fun.
Are you gonna stay for the show on the tree?
If they have it, I don't. Are they
Or
having it now?
they had it
Okay.
tonight at six
Is
15.
Missy
I think.
there?
Yeah, it was at 6:15. I think.
Okay. Yeah, I'll be there for it.
Yeah, cool.
All right. Bye, everybody. Thank you. Thank you.
Hey guys, have a good night. Bye, everybody. Take care.
About to spill my water.
Uh oh.
Bye.
See you next week, guys.